Yeah. Right. Question. Very much. Yeah.
I don't want to stay here too late because there's a chance of thunderstorms.
Yeah, like you thought. Oh, wetlands out there tonight. Yeah.
No, those aren't wetlands. It's just wet.
Just what it's.
It's different. What is this? There's my dog. Somewhere in here they're gonna be. There's a site visit. Ah, here we go. So these are the pipes that we saw. Hey.
Extra, yeah, there's some.
Okay,
Sir?
so there.
While you're up, can you grab the agenda?
They're installed right now.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. And we have. All right, so it's 7. You saw the cat? Yeah, well, some of them are my cats, so my daughter's good. We're gonna just wait another minute or two just to see if 2 other members show up. And if they don't, we have a quorum and we can get home. This is already done. We didn't see the road. Right. Well, this is
Actually.
wow. We've got big leaf. But these are broad points too. Here you go, guys.
Hey, yeah, Sean.
Really?
Now, you know what? We're gonna get rolling. Are you ready?
Ready.
And the all is on?
The owl's on one second.
I'm sorry, but you guys are muted. Can you unmute so we could hear, please?
If this board acts, if this
Or commission,
commission,
but that's
if this commission acts on this application,
Mhm.
we'd ask that the commission refer the 1 inch pipe over to the enforcement officer. Clearly, this commission doesn't know whether there's a pipe there or not, where it's connected to, when it was installed. We're asking for these questions to be answered, considering we've seen the 1 inch pipe, which flows right up to the wetlands, right up to Mr. Latella's boundary line. Thank you.
Kurt, did you find a folder at all?
I did not. Oh, wait, on this
On 34, yeah.
stuff,
Well, that's
you want me to,
odd. Because not too many years ago, we issued a permit.
We would have to look for it tomorrow. I don't think we would be able to find it tonight.
unless I go on the computer. Files that are in the assessor's office, correct?
I know, but I have some stuff scanned from them, so okay.
So our files aren't down in the office down there.
They are in the locked fireproof filing cabinets, I believe, are the wetland
Hmm.
files.
In the land use office.
Mhm.
I can keep to it.
I've never looked through the files, I don't know.
They should be in alphabetical order by street if they're still maintained the way I maintained them when I was here.
Yeah,
I haven't touched them,
There's been people in
these
between.
are just that.
So let me go take a peek. If you want to move on to the next one, that's the only correspondence I have on.
54.
Yeah, and it looks as though this is addressing planning and zoning and what they're about to do. That's based on Mr. Peck's report. So I don't know that it's really germane to the Wetlands Commission. But whatever you require, what other documentation you require, I could reach out to him and before he proceeds, that he furnishes that information.
But what you're showing in the minutes is that we didn't act on it. So what,
Well, whoever took the minutes, it appears that you, Madam Chairman,
yeah,
amended the motion.
11 minutes.
I'm looking at them. This is,
Are they kind of in order?
This is the end of this, motion right here.
okay, so we did approve it. What did we do?
It got complicated. It was kind of like an approval for the work to be done with the request for a planting plan to be submitted and.
It says Chairman Sullivan amends her motion to have revised details submitted to the commission regarding the proposed wetland mitigation area to be reviewed by the commission's expert Martin Droege for approval to then come to the commission after review. So I was approving it. It'd be helpful if we had numbers on pages. Steps here, missing. Is this? Oh.
Begins.
Looking for the minutes, yes.
So at the very end of that,
Right here.
it says
That's right
that
here.
you amend your motion to have revised.
Okay, wait a minute. Chairman Sullivan moved to accept and approve Joe's Farm LLC at 54 Cedar Road. And then that was seconded. Then Nick had an issue with the proposed landscaping plan, should be landscaping. Sportsman concurs that the mitigation is questionable. Martin Droege is an expert. So I move to amend my motion to have the revised details submitted to the commission regarding, so this doesn't really tell us. I'm not seeing that this says that. If this is just carrying that we approved, we never apparently, according to this, move on the motion, the original motion.
You never voted on it prior to the amendment? So what you did?
We couldn't vote on it because I amended it.
Right, so then.
So there was a vote that was taken on the amendment.
Does that apply to the original motion as well?
No,
Okay,
so it doesn't appear that we approved, we acted on it. Which is. I'm just ready to let it.
there's an understanding of that, it was approving, but I obviously wasn't following clearly. It got pretty confusing. I had to watch it like 3 times on YouTube.
So we got this, we did a sidewalk. And came back to a second meeting. This is our third meeting. So that means to substantiate taking an action, we would have to take a formal action this evening. Just reading these minutes, it's not showing me that we did a formal action, and I honestly can't remember.
I was good. Not the 100% in approval of these minutes based on the lack of clarity on issues like that. I don't think the minutes are capturing what we did.
We're not discussing that at the moment.
Sure. For what it's worth.
No, I understand. What we have to do is decide what we're doing with this. And frankly, I don't remember. You guys were there.
I have a note, I'm sorry.
I remember it as we did take a vote, and then after the vote, Nick said he had a problem with the planting plan.
The minutes aren't reflecting that. The minutes are reflecting me making a motion and that motion being seconded by Fritz. And then Nick raising an issue
During the discussion before the vote.
during discussion before the vote, and then me amending my motion to have revised details submitted to the commission regarding the proposed wetland mitigation area. So then the vote, so then Fritz seconded that. And then that was voted on, but there's no final vote on the,
I have in my notes 54 Cedar Road mitigation plan to us to Martin Brogy.
you know, we're not,
I wasn't this meeting.
oh, that's right, you weren't here, sorry.
So again, I did watch this multiple times today, prepare for this meeting. I thought it was clear that we were voting on the amendment, but just to be clear, you're saying that the amendment does not include automatically the initial motion
No,
to approve.
you vote
So-
on the amendment and then you vote on the amended motion after you amend it. If
Got
it
it.
carries.
And we didn't do that.
Okay, so we didn't approve it. Okay. So we have to act on it tonight. Formally, so, so,
So we didn't receive any planting plans yet.
no,
I was not at the last meeting, but based on the sidewalk and documentation, I had no issues with this, with approving this.
My only concern was with the additional scraping landscaping proposal. I personally would feel comfortable with this application if it just didn't include the additional voluntary disturbance further away from where it is actually necessary for the driveway, or if we had, I mean, if it felt like it was being offered as, some kind of compensation, but it was making the problem worse potentially, for a lot of reasons that we discussed last month. And if we could approve the application without the additional mitigation area that they're proposing to scrape down, I'd vote for that. I could make that motion if that sounds good, but
What's the opinion of other people? You need to talk up so that they can pick it up.
I walked it as well and I didn't see any problem. It was higher. Where people were planning to do this, but it was, I didn't see any problem with it.
Jen?
I think I'm okay with it as it was proposed without the confusion of with the scraping, without the scraping. I mean, before we mentioned the scraping of the land.
Which was a wetland mitigation offer to create more wetland where they were filling land.
one of the things that confused me in reviewing last month's meeting was that as Mr. Sofer was leading into this proposal or his description of it, he said that we had asked for it. I didn't remember us doing anything of the sort. Was someone
At the
requesting?
meeting before I had mentioned that they should look into whether or not there was any mitigation that they could do.
Open-ended, nothing in particular you were asking.
I wasn't directed, no, I
Right.
said, can you look at any mitigation that you should do? And so this was apparently what they offered.
Just want to add that the report they got from SSES is a pretty good report, but they also recommended native non-invasive trees and shrubs be installed along the edge of clearing near the wetlands. And as I recall, there was no planting plan for the immediate adjacency of the driveway, let alone this other area that they were just going to scrape and leave bare.
So what do you want to do?
Honestly, I'd prefer to vote against it in its current form, but if we don't want to obstruct their actions, I'm okay with. I would vote in favor of the application if it didn't include the scraping.
Let's not call it a scraping, let's call it the restoration plan as proposed.
So whatever you want to call it, it is. a
That's,
scraping.
I understand that it's a scraping, but
There's no.
that's what it was proposed as, and,
Yeah.
okay. So somebody do something, because I'm not doing anything.
The land use meeting recently, it was recommended that all motions be made in the affirmative. That is not move to deny something.
It's
So
one option to do, yeah.
in that sense, I move to approve application 1396 Joseph Farm LLC, 54 Cedar Road. Request for site plan approval and stormwater management plan with the condition that the mitigation area in which an additional 1,000 square feet was to be cleared and scraped down to the level of the wetlands not be included in the plans, and that everything else proceed. But we are also expecting a planting plan to be submitted. And since we haven't gotten that yet, if we can get one for the area adjacent to the driveway, as was recommended by their consultants. I will just say we give them the benefit of the doubt that that plan will suffice.
For a second to that motion.
I'll second.
Is there discussion of the motion? Why are we granting this? Because that's supposed to be included in the motion.
Thank you. Should I amend it or just say a little more now?
You can say a little more,
Okay.
and then if he agrees.
Right. So as to why the application represents a minimal acceptable disturbance to the wetlands at the bottom end of it, where it is necessary to establish access to the new proposed lot. And as their consultants concluded, this is a disturbance that will not overly impact the functions of the wetlands.
Do you accept that extension?
I do.
Okay, anybody got any discussion?
Minor discussion.
It's time for discussion before you vote.
If they submit a plan of mitigation, the planting plan, sorry, to the board, to us, the commission, do we then send it to our expert, or do we just take it and put it in the file?
This motion hasn't told you what to do with it.
My motion was to give them the benefit of the doubt. I could happily amend it to include some additional opportunity for scrutiny by Martin Broby or by us or the new enforcement officer. I'm just trying not to obstruct things excessively, but I would happily amend it.
So let's just think about this. At the last meeting that we had, we weren't capable of reviewing a planting plan because we aren't experts.
Right. We didn't have.
And I don't know that our new enforcement officer is an expert either. So if we drill it down, then we should have it subject to an expert, i.e. Martin Brogy, reviewing it.
There are objections to that. Sounds good to me. Shall I amend my motion?
Yes, and then we will vote on that amended motion.
So I'll amend my motion to clarify that a planting plan to go along the edge of the proposed driveway should be submitted to us by the applicant and reviewed by Martin Brogy prior to our approval of the overall application.
No. You're approving the application now. What you would be doing is having the planting plan reviewed by Martin Brogy to come back to us for final approval. We have to act on this tonight. We can't leave it open-ended that. So you can leave it with a condition that they submit a planting plan for along the driveway that will be reviewed by Martin Brogy and then
Approved by us.
given back to this commission as a whole for final review and approval.
Do I need to put that in my own words? Or can I just?
You can just use that. I'm trying to get you guys educated to making motions because I'm not gonna be here forever.
This is a tricky one.
You keep on saying
Thank you.
that.
I know.
So I fully accept your.
Okay, so that's an amendment. He's okay with it.
Mhm.
You're okay with
Yes.
it. Let's all vote on the amendment. All in favor of the amendment. You're not voting. Paul's voting because Fritz isn't here and he's a full-time member. So all in favor of the amendment, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions. Okay, now we can vote on the motion as amended. So the motion as amended is to approve it, not including the proposed restoration area as shown on the plan, which was 1,000 square feet. But rather than that, the submission of a planting plan as recommended within the, applicant's, environmental report suggesting a planting plan along the edge of the driveway facing towards the wetlands. So that's what we're voting on. Okay, so all in favor of that, say aye. Aye. Opposed, abstentions? Okay, so now we have an approval. All right, so that's that. Why did we get off onto that? So now we're back onto Hyann. Did we vote on Hyann? No.
No.
Okay. So,
For the record, Madam
yeah, that's
Chair,
right. We were holding off on that till you went and looked.
there is no file for 34 Hyann Road. 33 is Isaac Oak,
Okay.
and that was 1989.
Okay, so I will make a motion just to move this meeting along, that we accept and approve the application of which Richard, I'm gonna slaughter your name, I'm sorry. Catato. For digging of 2 minor trenches for the installation of 5-inch drainage pipes for rain gutters for the addition to the, I want to say that they're for the addition that was previously approved by the commission, subject to the length of pipe being shortened to the edge of to the upland line, and then, riprap being placed at the edge of that just to forestall any possible erosion into it. And then, because the question has been raised about a third pipe, to have the enforcement officer go out and, report back as there was any issues regarding that.
Thank you, Chris.
And that with the correction to the pipe, which has got clean, to the best of my knowledge, rainwater, as clean as rainwater is, exiting, there should be minimal or no impact to the wetlands, given the pulling back from the wetland itself a little bit, and then, the installation of the riprap, and then a report back from the enforcement officer regarding whether there's any issue with this third pipe, 1-inch pipe.
Second that.
Mhm.
All right.
Yep.
Okay, you're still voting. No discussion, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions? Okay. Thank you for bearing with us.
May I inquire the term riprap?
Riprap. It's small stone that goes underneath the pipe, so when the water's cascading out of the pipe, it's gonna break up on the stone, so it's small stone. It's typically, I'm sure Kurt can provide you a little detail of it. It's usually a little triangular shaped thing. And it doesn't have, it's not gonna be like a road drainage way where it goes out many feet. It's just something to catch the water as it's exiting the pipe and break it up so that it's not a concentrated flow that would dig down into the ground and potentially erode the ground and get that into the well. So what you don't want to use is river rock that's round. You want to use, a broken rock that will break up the water flow. And thank you again for digging us a path when we went out, because I didn't want to slip and fall, and I appreciated your activity in doing that. So, okay. Moving on, Peter Forchetti, 15 Schaefer Road. Peter's not here. We didn't get to, we'll ask Peter to come next time, because we have a restoration plan that was submitted, and we need to discuss it with him, because he also wanted to preserve some of the, or add pavement so that there would be a basketball court that I believe we could just have on the existing pavement. So we'll invite him back for our next meeting, now that we have Kurt, who just disappeared. We're working in, Kurt's been coming in and doing the best he can to get up to speed, and it's very hard because he doesn't have anybody to talk to because Veronica's still out. Her mother has had some medical issues, and so he's doing the best he can, being ably helped by Stephanie, so. All right, we have 2 sets of minutes. One is December 15th and one is February 17th. Now you're saying based on looking at the recording, that you would want to do something. So I would suggest relative to those minutes, if you can go back, if it's a YouTube video, usually you can hit translate.
The closed captions, right?
No,
Translate.
there's a thing that says more.
Uh-huh.
And if you click on that, it should pull up give you an option of doing a translate. So you can look at that and see, what you might want to add in. So we'll defer action on that pending a further review of what we want to insert, if anything. Okay, does that sound reasonable on that one?
Should I suggest new wording by email then?
What you would do is write it up and then send it out to everybody so that we can look at it in advance of the meeting and then, incorporate it.
A
Okay?
transcript or a summary?
No, whatever you're proposing to insert. No, I'm not looking for you to do a transcript. No, I'm just looking for you to,
It's gonna be something similar anyway, because it was kind of a convoluted motion.
so anyway. How about the minutes of December 15th?
Looking at them for the first time right now.
Okay, then we're not gonna waste time looking at them right now. We're gonna give you more time to digest them. Everybody's homework is to review them for the next thing. Kurt's not here, but Kurt's coming back in. So when Kurt comes back in, what I wanna do is, give to Kurt the two things that I can remember that we've had outstanding that we need somebody to look at. One was the one on Sperry Road where we had a report that it looked like an airstrip from the air looking down. And then the other one was what appeared to be a dirt road extending into the wetlands that are, on town-owned property behind, I think it's 619 Bethmore Road.
All right.
Is there any other issue that's out there? Those are the only two that were coming to my mind.
What was the first address?
She said Sperry, but we're on Sperry. I live over there.
It's just up the road from you. It's across from the Murphy's house.
Oh, okay.
He does music.
Yeah.
And he's paved a lot because apparently he has musicians that come and whatever musicians do.
Me hasn't been in that. My friend's been by it,
So,
but he's done a lot of paving.
yeah, and it's right up to the wetlands. So we're gonna. What are we gonna do with that? One.
Thought we were gonna talk to the lawyer about that because there was potentially making property in the back of the property, if I'm mistaken that.
On the one that he's got? On Amity Road?
No, sorry, no. Sorry, wrong one.
That's why I was confused.
Apologies. I'll get back to you.
Okay. There's a third one that I can think of and I'll have to come up with the address. It's on Carrington Road, opposite where, the tree farm is. And it's not directly in the wetlands, but they've been bringing in a lot of unclean filth.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's got
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff in it.
Yeah.
And it's just needs to get checked out. So now that we have an enforcement officer, we can chase that one. All right, we need to do a site inspection of, what are we site inspecting? 34 and Drive. So what is your pleasure, everyone?
And
I'm probably continuing to be unreliable early mornings on weekends. I'm trying.
Okay. We will continue to try to take pictures for you.
Number of things. Friday nights.
This weekend I could do Sunday. Next weekend I could do Sunday or Saturday.
Okay.
I'm available
You're available.
for some couple weekends. Yeah,
I mean, I'd rather get it done sooner rather than later if we could, just because I think there may be less ticks when there's not as much leaf fluff
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
You have any preference?
I
So do you want to try for this?
Sunday?
What's the weather look like for Sunday? No snow.
Looks possibly raining.
Oh, I have blood work. I have an appointment at this Saturday. I'm sorry, I misspoke at 8:40.
We were talking about Sunday.
And I'm free. Sorry.
Let's do this quick.
22nd.
And which we know that, yeah, it's showing showers. This is from the road pretty much. This isn't hiking in. Are you
No.
comfortable just putting on a pair of an
Yeah.
umbrella?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
let's
fine.
get it done. All right, so why don't we say this coming Sunday, the 22nd, and what time? 8:30?
That works for me.
8:30? No later?
No, I have to go to church.
Oh, does 8:30 work for you?
8:30 fine.
Mm-hmm.
And you're maybe, don't know, okay. So we'll try for 8:30, but we'll take pictures and you can do a drive-by from the road anyway.
Sounds good.
So we'll do that, so we'll have him. We'll have Kurt, what's disappeared, he's talking to the applicant out in the hall. Okay, so we've done that, it's, site inspection date. Other business that may come before the commission. I know Kedrick and I both went to the cause, meeting and it was interesting.
Yeah.
It was,
Mhm.
I'm trying to remember, there was one thing that really stuck in my mind. I can't think of what it is off the top of my head. So, some of you went to the training and Jim had brought up that it was stressed that we had to take certain training. At the moment, the only training that we have to do is the training that you've all done, to the best of my knowledge, which is the online training. There was legislation that was in the fall that it didn't go through, that would have made it so that we had to take that over more often to familiarize, which probably doesn't hurt anyway, but that didn't pass. So as long as you've all got training, the way the statute is written right now, as long as one person on the commission is trained, we're good to go, but we're all trained, so hurrah for us. And I think that's it. I haven't heard of anything in the new session that's there except for housing related stuff. Sometimes they sneak something in, so we'll find out. Anything else for anybody? So, now with the weather's cleared, the snow has melted. If you're driving around town, take a look, see if you see something. Let Kurt know. His email is very simple. It's just his first initial, which is C, and then Bosco, Bosco. And then all the endings for the emails here in the town hall have recently changed. So it's BethanyCT.gov.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody you want to get a hold of in the town hall, first initial, last name, BethanyCT.gov.
Okay.
And
If you can't get a hold of him, you can always email me or call him.
yeah, we're trying not to throw too much stuff in. Steph wears multiple hats and we don't need her to be wearing more hats than she needs to. Paul, this is his last night with us. He's gonna be tendering his resignation because he's been very busy and
It's overwhelming, a lot of travel, so I don't want to disappoint and not say I'm gonna be there and not be able to show up. It's been a pleasure, appreciate it.
well, we've appreciated the fact that you have a background in construction, and it's been helpful to have you add that into the conversation. So thank you for volunteering your time, for the time that you've spent with us. We will miss you.
Been a pleasure.
And whatnot. And if you ever retire and want to have something else to do, you can always come back. You can take my job. Just want to wish you well and say thank you, because it's deeply appreciated, all of you, that you volunteer your time and energy and that you do training and whatnot, because you step up where other people don't. And I at least appreciate that, so I don't know if the rest of the citizens of town do. I know, First Selectman Carol Goldberg does, because I talked to Carol and, we've been in contact because she was able to find us Kurt. Kurt works part-time in Middlebury and then part-time here. So he's with us part-time, but we have a body, which is very helpful, and he's a real go-getter, so, I'm happy that we've got somebody that's willing to go out and. Oh, one other thing that I just want to mention, they are going to an online permitting system. And they're including our wetland permits in this online permitting system, and I, for one, would still prefer to get the old hard copy, but that's me. So I want to ask your opinions on this. To me, there aren't that many, we don't get that many. It's not the same thing as a building permit where you get lots of building permits, you get plumbing permits and all that other stuff. There's a lot of permits that are going through.
Yeah.
We don't get that many. And to me, it's very helpful to have, I understand that we, may look at them and then they get whatever, but I still want you guys to be able to look at plans and make notes, and Nick's gonna go online and look at topos and whatever, and that's, we all work together to do that, so, I'd like your opinion on that, because I will relay to the powers that be whatever your preference is.
For plans like this, I think the paper is tremendously helpful.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Okay, because even if it's a small plan, Kurt was talking about, making like an 11 by 17. To me, an 11 by 17 is too small to read.
Yeah.
You can't read the notes, you can't, and I know you like to read all the notes, which is a good thing.
So do you have any idea what kind of form the online applications are gonna
I'm
take?
not familiar with the company that they've engaged. I use a different company down in Woodbridge. But it's basically you go on, you create a login, and then you submit, there's a form online and you fill out that form, and then these get uploaded as a PDF.
So we'll get PDFs like we've been getting through the emails.
Right, but it's a PDF, and if you're working off of,
We're trying to get away from the paper. I deal with municipalities all over the country, and everybody's going.
I just said terrible things. No, I didn't.
You know, must have my wife.
I gave them your email, so I told them if they're out driving around town and they see something to throw it all on your lap.
I would appreciate that, yes, indeed. For those, may I? I'm Kurt Bosco. I'm your inland wetlands enforcement officer.
He's trained too.
Yeah, trained, but now you pointed out that it's 2020 since the last time, so I'm gonna do the course again. I enjoyed it thoroughly. And yeah, online permitting system, which will include wetlands applications, will commence this Wednesday. Well, training will commence this Wednesday, and very shortly thereafter, we will be online. So no more searching for records, because to make an application, everything has to be submitted, has to be scanned and submitted for permanent record, and it will be available to all of the public. So all of you could log in anytime, you could check what's in the hopper, so to speak, but then there'll be a permanent record. Contractors don't have to come in the middle of their work day to make applications even to the building department. That can be done, that will be done online on a phone, a smartphone, and not right away, but as soon as we set up the system, as soon as the town chooses a new bank or decides to stay with the bank that the institution they're at, we'll be taking online payments. And that's very convenient for most people. So hopefully we're getting into the 21st century very soon, Wednesday.
So we were just talking about it, and they would still like their paper copies.
Yeah,
So
I'm also zoning enforcement officer in Middlebury. We've been on this system for about 3 years. For my planning and zoning commission, I usually ask for one full copy. That goes to Hiram Peck because he's also our town planner, planning consultant, to our town engineer and to the chairman. They all like full-size copies. Then I usually furnish the commissioners with 11 by 17, which makes it much more convenient at a meeting or prior to the meeting. I have 3 commissions now I have to deal with or have to service, so however you want to do it, if you want to get 11 by 17s delivered, mailed, sometimes
I was just mentioning, we don't get a lot of applications, so the way it used to work is it would be mailed, because you don't need to drive around town and drop off everything, because
you want a full-size set.
one of these. But we
Maybe
can
the
read them.
chairman wants a full-size set and the others would be happy with 11 by 17.
I'm,
But you will also be able to go, if you have a good screen, a good sized screen.
well,
all
that's the problem,
applications-
not everybody has a good sized screen. And so,
Just hold it closer.
anyway, we
Listen,
would,
work out the details.
let's try for now to continue with us getting paper copies, okay? Cause it's very helpful to read them. And we, and they're not all this big, some of them are just this big. And whatnot, and I understand that it's paper plane material, but for us to do our job right, I think that
Name a tree.
recycled. They all came down in a tornado.
Excavation, that's the tree.
Chris, what I find is, I say our chairman wants, he's been on for 37 years, he wants that full-size copy, he likes paper, he likes looking at it. Other commissioners say, stop wasting your time and.
Well, I want a full copy. What do you want?
I'll try the 11 by 17.
11 by 17 is fine.
Both sound fine to me, so whatever
Nick?
works.
I'm just gonna be using my tablet as long as it works for me. If it stops working, I might need to borrow some of these papers, but you don't need to print for me.
So I want a full size.
An iPhone?
I know, I'm actually,
This is his last
my
night.
last night.
So we'll ask Fritz and whatnot, and then we need one. So I want one and I want one for the file. So at least 2 full size. And if it goes off to our engineer or if it goes off to our soil scientists,
Right.
they need a
For
full,
like stuff.
they need a full set too. Because even though they can view it electronically, I'm not gonna have them be responsible for having the cost of printing out something. That cost needs to be borne by the applicant. Firm believer,
It's the applicant's responsibility to print these, not
Yeah.
the town's, yeah.
yeah, and fold them. So, whatever, okay, so, that good? All right, so welcome aboard to Kurt. I've got a few places for you to look at, which we kind of went over before, but I can either talk to you tomorrow because it's getting late.
Don't talk to me tomorrow.
It's only 7.
Wednesday, call me Wednesday.
It's almost 9 o'clock.
Okay, so we need a motion to adjourn,
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Kendrick said. All in favor, say aye. Aye, opposed, abstentions, we adjourned at whatever time it is.
That's it.
8:47, yay. All right, thank you guys, ladies.